Of course, filmmaking in this game is not all about the battling itself, but also about the acting. And yeah, winning isn't always important because sometimes you're going to be playing as the villain and you're going to have to lose as a result. So everything's written in the script as usual, so if you're not sure what to do, you should always read it. So yeah, you can pick lines as the movie goes on, and the lines you pick decide which actions your opponents are going to take. Such as I explained, for example, before, that since the captain picked the wrong line, he got obliterated by air slash instead of feint attack doing next to nothing. So on top of picking the right moves at the right time, you're also going to have to pick the right lines whenever you're confronted with a choice. So that's it for the basics of PokeStar Studios. So yeah, as they're reiterating right here the fact that, once you've successfully filmed a movie once, with the good ending, I would assume, in fact, I'm pretty sure you at least need to get the good ending in order to be able to reshoot the movie with your own Pokemon. But yeah, that's basically how it works. So, if you're an actor, make sure to check the script. I can't stress this enough. Some of these puzzles are pretty tough, actually, and the script sometimes the script will be pretty evasive. So, this is a dressing room for an amazing beauty scouted from the something or other region. Well, I can tell you what this is. It's from the Kanto region, and he's talking about Sabrina. That's right, Sabrina is going to be making appearances in certain movies. So, yeah, we're seeing right now the studio that's through the window. That's the back room of this building, and over here we have a dressing room for only special stars. So this is going to be our reward for successfully filming every single movie with the good ending. So, now that we've talked to everyone in this building, how about we go and shoot some movies? So, what happens if I ask for an explanation? I can make movies, I act with other actors, if I meet all the conditions for completing the movie, then it's a wrap. Okay, so, and after that, they're going to be using all kinds of special effects to, put on outfits, add objects, and such. But it's going to become more noticeable in the movies other than Bryson Man. But, yeah, let's go and shoot a film. And of course, I have no choice. I have to use a rental Pokemon as we've established. And, yeah, we're going to be provided with a level 15 Riolu, just like the captain. And, okay, he didn't even ask me which movie I wanted to shoot, because I can only shoot Bryson Man for the time being. So, let's get started. And, of course, it's not filmed in an actual amusement park. It's all a green screen effect. By the way, does anyone know why green screens are green as opposed to, blue, red, or anything else? Anyway, what we saw earlier in this turn was actually what we're supposed to do, so let's just obliterate this guy with a Force Palm, and I wasn't really smart. I probably should have shown you the script and the way it works before doing that, but oh well, there is still a turn left to do that. So now we get to see some of the dialogue that's going on. We haven't seen the dialogue at the beginning of the movie, which can be sort of a problem, because you don't always know what's happening when you get to the point where you have to pick a line. So this time you have to pick Bring It On, and he's going to use his secret arts, which are referring to feint attack, which of course Riolu is strong against. So, I'm going to show you the scenario mission, knock out an opponent every scene. That's what you're supposed to do. It varies depending on the movie that you select. So, scene 1, use a move Dark is weak to. Scene 2, use a move Flying is weak to. So we're going to be using Ice Punch here. And here you can see your co-star's Pokemon, as well as the held items, abilities. And this is really going to be coming into play later on as well. So, feint attack, not very effective, not going to do a whole lot to this Riolu. Ice Punch is going to one-hit kill Vullaby, and down it goes. One thing about this tutorial is that even with... because yes, the enemy can score criticals at the worst times and completely ruin the movie because of that. But even in this tutorial, it's absolutely impossible to fail if you do the right thing. You can't get screwed over by a tutorial or flinch or whatever. If you do the right thing, you will win. Also, you are forced to save whenever you want to add a movie to the theater, as is the case with what we're going to be doing right now. So, that was stirring acting. You weren't even there! How could you tell? Well, even if I botched the movie, he probably would be saying that, so he's probably just saying it to flatter me. Probably said the same thing to the captain. Speaking of the captain, one thing that I didn't mention is that he's referred to in the movie's credits as Pop Roxy. Yeah, Pop Roxy. I know it's sort of standard for characters that aren't very important to not have their own name, but Pop Roxy just sounds really stupid, and I would imagine that Roxy would face desk if she saw her own name associated with the piece of crap we saw in the theater a few minutes ago. So, Studio is going away again, probably to masturbate while watching me from afar. So let's go from the green screen to the silver screen! But on the way there, we're going to talk to the NPCs that are outside, as well as in the theater, since we haven't had a chance to do so yet. Now, we're probably not going to be learning too much from them, so I'm going to point out the fact that after you shoot a movie and you go watch it for the first time, after the movie in the theater, there are going to be people that are going to give you some items. The amount of items and the quality that you get will depend on multiple factors, such as, for example, did you just complete a movie series, and how much you've done at the box office, and so on and so forth. Of course, you can't just keep rewatching the same movie to get those items. You have to reshoot it and then rewatch it. You can get unlimited amounts of these items this way, but you have to reshoot a movie after watching it once in order to get those items again. Oh, and I guess I should also mention that, well, you do get items for getting a bad ending, but the items you get are usually shit, like regular potions and stuff. Whereas if you get good or strange endings, you're gonna get stuff that can even go as far as max revives, full restores, hyper potions, good stuff like that, moo milk even, free items, that I'll never complain about free items. So, how long does it take to put on makeup anyway? Clearly this guy's never been married. Okay, that was bad. I really had no choice but to make that joke. It was just too easy. So here we have a kid who doesn't want to become a firefighter or an astronaut when he grows up. He wants to be an actor with a mansion, a really, really big one. He's doing all this for the mansion, you can tell. But yeah, only trainers that are approved can participate in movies. The others can just fuck off. So, who even watches kids' stuff like that anyway? Horror movies typically aren't kids' stuff. And he was so busted. Oh my god. I don't know. I just love, when someone calls something kiddie and then it turns out that they're just covering up insecurities, like, all those people who call Pokémon kiddie. Of course, the target audience is for kids, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing for older fans either. So, over here, we have, I'm having some trouble telling because of the sprites, but it seems like there was an old guy with a much younger woman. Well, I don't care. I'm not judging. Anyway, over there we have a pedestal that's currently empty. Gee, I wonder what it's for. But yeah, we're going to get back to this pedestal much, much later. Once again, I say that a lot, but yeah, I really mean it. Much, much later. So up here we don't have anyone. You get more and more people in the theater the more you make movies. So right now, since I've only shot one movie and I haven't even seen it yet, well, of course, there aren't many people, and this monitor is being currently tested because, well, they can't display my records because I don't have any. I haven't watched one of my movies yet. So, this is where you can watch those movies. Nothing too special about that. So let's pick screen one, the only one that's available. This is the movie that we shot just now. Box office grosses. Of course, nothing for now because it's about to debut right now. So let's just sit back and enjoy the movie. As you can see, it's the same intro every time you do a movie, but it's after, depending on what you do, the moves you pick and the lines you pick as well. That's what changes. So I'm just going to go through that text really quickly because we've already seen it, even though, well, they replaced Riolu Man with the Riolu Kid because, well, Playable's character as a kid, I don't think I need to explain that. So, we see that those same lines that we've seen before, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, come on! I guess a movie without any dialogue and that's all action would be really, really bad, but... Okay, so now at this point, this is the point where everything changes from what we've seen last time, because I picked the other line. I didn't pick I'm scared. Instead, I said... Bring it on! So... he's going to use his secret arts, which, as we know by now, are feint attack. I don't know why he decided that his secret arts were going to be more useful on a Riolu than air slash. This guy's a complete moron. Then again, every opponent that you face, if you give the right line, they start acting like complete morons. So I guess this is par for the course when it comes to Pokestar Studios. And this is the good ending for Rice and Men. I think you need to use your own Pokemon if you want to get the strange ending, but strange endings, even though I think this movie has the easiest one, they're still a bit tricky to get, especially if you don't have a guide, you don't go to Cerebi or GameFAQs or something like that. So, succeeded in repelling Rice and Man to save the amusement park. And yeah, fight on, Riolu Kid! A lot more optimistic this time around. And yeah, we get the credits once again. Sergio Pokemonski was the director of the movie. Not stereotypical at all. So, now that we've seen a movie with a good ending, we can head over to... I guess I'm gonna see this board first. Okay, we got $20 billion from this movie. Believe me when I say this is nothing. You can get up to $1 trillion. So, this guy here, he's going to give me a few lemonades, in fact, because I made a movie with a good ending. And do we have anyone else? The two people that were there before will say the same thing. They won't be giving you any items. No? So I guess that's all for now. And later on, fun fact, if you make enough movies, eventually you're going to end up having Plasma Grunts as your fans. They're going to give you items. And if you haven't beaten the main story yet, this feels even more awkward, trust me. So, Studio was apparently very impressed. He's probably going to rewatch that and fab the night away. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to call it a day right now. I've done a lot today. I beat Roxy. I went through the tutorials for Pokestar Studios with all this text. So, I'm going to see you next time.